Last night, we at Discover Scottish Borders here were nominated for an award at the Scottish Thistle Tourism Awards in Edinburgh. We got down to the final three, but we never won it. But what was more, I wasn't disappointed. You know, I was happy to have made the final three. Yeah, okay. I mean, I smashed a couple of windows on the way out, and the bouncers carried me out. But apart from that, you know, I wasn't bothered. But what was more disappointing for me was the fact that hardly any tourism businesses from the Borders won anything. Really, all the prizes went to Edinburgh. So what can we do about that? Well, we need to keep growing the myths and legends and stories of this land. It seems that people coming to Scotland want to know more about Outlander, a fictional TV series, than they do about the real stories, the real hard-hitting legends and heroes of the Scottish borderland. So my mission over the next year is to keep these legends coming and growing the stories. And today I'm on the trail of a fantastic discovery, hopefully. Somebody, a local person from this area near Canonbay, has contacted me, and he's discovered a grave of a famous Border Reiver. So let's go and see what's happening with that today. When we're talking about Border Reivers and Border Reiver graves, what better place to start than here? Carlisle Cemetery, a few miles south of Hawick, and the grave of one of the most famous Border Reivers ever. This is it, the grave to one Mr. Johnny Armstrong of Gilnockie. I've told this story before in other videos, but Johnny and his men were lured here by King James V of Scotland under false pretences and all murdered, all hung in trees just in this area. But the grave of Johnny Armstrong here is merely a monument put up in the 1800s as a tribute to Johnny Armstrong. Is there a real grave? Kind of getting two for the price of one with this video as well, because not only am I on one of my historical investigations and hopefully find, but I'm also going to give you a tirade, a view on tourism in the Scottish Borders in comparison to Edinburgh, mainly because Edinburgh won so many awards last night at that thing. But as you can see, this is a famous site, a well-known site, and I'm the only one here. You know, why would you go to Edinburgh, join the queues, buy a ticket and sit in a large bus with hundreds of other people when you can come down here and be a virtual pioneer of these old sites? Yeah, like I say, the gravestone in the churchyard there is merely a monument to Armstrong. This stone here apparently marks the spot where Johnny Armstrong and his men were all buried, in an unmarked grave right underneath the trees they were hanged on. Yeah, poignant spot for most Border people. I mean, there's no getting away from the fact that Johnny Armstrong was a reiver, a raider, a blackmailer probably. Probably a violent man, maybe not a very nice man, but he was a character in the borderlands. charismatic guy. A guy who people want to know about these days. We should be... Johnny Armstrong died in the 1530s. But it's one of Johnny's descendants that I'm interested in today. One of Johnny's descendants who gained a notoriety probably just as bad as or as much as Johnny's. But he doesn't have this marked grave and monument to him. But what I found out today is that there might be something. I always seem to end up here on the River Liddle at Kershope Foot, one of these iconic Scots-English border crossing points. There's so much has happened over the centuries. The relative of Johnny Armstrong that I'm talking about is, of course, Kinmont Willie Armstong, a notorious reiver, a reiver who became even more famous for one incident. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I've made videos about it before and you can see those on my YouTube channel. Scottish border legends Kinmont Willie. But this, the River Liddle here, forms the Scots-English border, and it was here that Border Reivers and March wardens on either side of the borderline met for truce days in the late 1500s. On these truce days, all Border Reivers present were given immunity from arrest or capture. But there was one day that Kinmont Willie Armstrong turned up to this truce day, and the English promptly arrested him after the trials had gone on. This was a clear contravention of border law. After his arrest and capture, Kinmont Willie was brought here to the looming fortress of Carlisle Castle. But it wasn't so much Willie's capture and incarceration in Carlisle Castle that became legend. It was his breakout, because his arrest caused an absolute uproar in the Scottish community. And the then warden of Riddlesdale, the bold Buckingham, launched a raiding party to come down here to this absolutely impenetrable fortress of Queen Elizabeth, and they broke in and freed Willie. Anyway, Willie was broke free. The raid signified the beginning of the end for the Border Reivers, really. It was the last big cross-border raid. 3 years later, the Union of the Crowns signified death for a lot of the Border Reivers. But Willie survived. And in the last film, I went looking for his grave, but I couldn't quite find it. But today, I'm on to a lead. The question I asked in my last video was, where is Kinmont Willie's grave? And I was brought here to Sark Cemetery, but couldn't find evidence of the actual grave. Speaking to the local farmer, The local guy, Fraser, has worked this land for years. Apparently this here is Kinmont's tombstone. And you can tell it because it's got 3 shaped legs and 1 straight sandstone leg. But on the top, the inscription is very worn. But the name William Armstrong is around the top. The gravestone. So this is Kinmont Willie's grave. And that, because apparently somewhere in the graveyard there is a slab which covers a tomb, an underground tomb, in which Willie lies. I'm here with William Warbeck, he's the farmer, and Fraser Hunter. And this apparently was Willie Armstrong's grave. Now the writing's quite hard to see now, but you know, apparently in days gone by you could read William Armstrong around the grave, no problem. But even more interesting is apparently there's a tomb in the middle of the graveyard here, and there was a big slab covering it just there.
Bring a better spade.
For going your body snatchers.
Eh? I didn't be out left to snatch it here now.
No much.
Compost a long time ago.
Nah, we can't find this tomb.
Eh?
We're gonna have to we're gonna have to give up. The tomb eludes us. Well, Kinmont Willie's tomb is safe for another day. Well, we'll find it.
That pipe was on the